Okay, so hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I guess I'm just going to give like a brief overview of what it's been like using my Golden Coil planner for the year of 2020. This is my first year using this planner brand, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I guess we could kind of just start off by like running through the basics a little bit. So Golden Coil is a planner brand where you can go onto the site and you can customize it however you like it. You have the flexibility to add in different pages at like the beginning of your planner, in between each month, in between each weekly if you have the space, or like at the end of your planner. The paper quality is very similar to that of like Erin Condren paper, though it could be argued that it's not exactly the same. My personal experience is that it is not exactly the same, although it does have like the similar texture and feel. I find that it tends to ghost just a little bit more than like Erin Condren paper, but it's not so bad to where it's like completely noticeable. I think it still takes pens very well, although I only tend to use like one pen in it, which is my trusty Zebra Sarasa Clip 0.5mm, because that is my favorite pen. Golden Coil has like a very like simple, minimal, like bland pretty much aesthetic. And yeah, you won't find like a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of hoopla around the setup of this planner. It's really focused on just creating the planner that helps you become more efficient, and I found that that has really helped out this year. As far as specifics that I can like remember off the top of my head, there are 3 different like ring sizes to accommodate how you set up your planner. So I think I hit pretty much all 242 pages that you're allowed to customize your planner to. And like, look at how chunky this is. Look at how chunky it's gotten. So I have the largest coil, as you can see, and even with that, with all the decorating I've done in this planner, if you can see, it has expanded a lot. Like, it would probably need one of those elastic bands to close it. This is a full year planner. I started using this planner in January of this year, and it will end in December, which is when I plan to, shelf this bad boy and move on into my second Golden Coil planner, which I have not ordered yet, because I think I'm gonna wait for Black Friday to go ahead and put that order in. But I thought I'd go ahead and get this video out the way so that maybe others who are thinking about getting the planner around Black Friday kind of might know what to expect. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, things that I've noticed in using this planner is because of like the creamy texture of the paper, it's not great for like whiteout. So if you're a person that tends to do a lot of whiting out in your planners, that may not work for you here. Of course, I find that usually most people use whiteout the most to like just cover up certain structures of the planner. The great thing about this planner is that there's so many different layouts, and all of them are equally as bland and as simple, like a very simple setup, so you may not need whiteout. And if you do use whiteout, you could just like cover it with some kind of sticker or something, and it wouldn't be that much of an issue. But there is something to note. I feel like maybe I can comment on the cover and the durability a little bit, but for my Golden Coil planner, I have kept it mostly in my my Happy Planner deluxe cover case, and I will probably do so next year. Maybe for like the first 3 months of the year, I was just like taking the planner by itself, and that was when we were able to leave the house. So I would take my planner with me, and so it did get rained on a few times, and have its little run-ins with the elements, but I feel like for the most part it held up. Now I can't really comment on that too much because I don't have a purse that I toss my planner in and out of. I'm not that rough when it comes to my planners, so I can't really comment on the durability as far as that goes, but I feel like this is the kind of planner that could withstand it. Also to mention, this is an O-ring coil, and personally I don't have a problem with like planners or books that have the O-ring coil. The only thing I feel that's worth noting that you need to watch out for with just like O-ring coil planners in general is that when they start to get thick, like when they start to build up, depending on your type of, I guess depending on the quality, because I haven't really had this issue in this planner, especially with how thick it's gotten over the year. But O-ring coils, they do tend to like open up the thicker the book gets, and it kind of starts making your pages come out of the binding. Like I said, I've had this planner for like going on 11 months now, and I haven't had that issue, so I feel like this is a better quality coil. But that is always something you can watch out for when it comes to these kind of planners. As far as closing, as stated previously, I kept it in my case, so there really wasn't a need to always have my planner like turned on its back. But I would think it's just like any other planner. You just close it, like you just lay it down flat and then you just close it from the front, and it really shouldn't be that much of an issue. That's my little 2 cents on that. I guess something else worth noting, well, I'm pretty sure this is like a given if you've watched several reviews on Golden Coils, but it is Monday start for both the calendar and the Sunday starts. That I actually really like that. I like that the monthly calendar actually matches the weekly, and when you're going in to customize your planner, you are allowed to like choose a specific day you want your planner to start on. So say if you wanted it to start like December 26th of the year, it would still give you December 21st for that whole week. So it wouldn't just start on Saturday, It'd start with the Monday and then go on from there. It also doesn't have tabs, which I will probably in the minority when I say I actually really appreciate that. I just like planners without tabs, and moving forward, like if they do decide to like implement having tabs with their planners, I do hope they maintain the option of creating a planner without tabs, because I personally like that. There are many ways to add tabs to your planners. Like there's a bunch of Etsy shops I know. I think Chelsea Brown Design sells like tabs that go into the Passion Planner. Passion Planner also sells their own tabs. Like Erin Condren sells tabs. You can find tabs almost anywhere. So it's not like you can't add them into your planner. They just don't come with it, and they also do not come with a bookmark. That is something that is sold separately on their site. I didn't know that. I actually just found that out a couple months ago. But I don't know. I've made do with it. I have like little paper clips and stuff in here that I like to use. And this this little page sticking out right here. I don't know if you can see that. That's actually my Powersheet tending list. The Powersheets, if you have that Cultivate What Matters like planner and workbook, I kind of just like, because I know I wrote in them. Okay, well, I kind of basically just like snip the edges off, and the O-ring coil on the Powersheets is pretty much the same width as the Golden Coil. It's just like 1 square taller. So if you were into that idea, because I know I wanted to be able to like start taking my tending list with me, but I didn't really want to like cut it off the coil. I mean, like completely rip it out the planner. I don't know, I just had a problem with that. So I feel like this makes it a little better because I can kind of do it like a happy planner. I wouldn't recommend you just like tear it out, because that will kind of mess with the the edge. It'll kind of tear it a little bit, but if you're careful with it, it is possible, and you can just put it right back in your Powersheets and act like nothing ever happened. I'm actually really enjoying that, so that's a benefit if you also have like the Powersheets with this planner. And when you're customizing your planner, I just kind of wanted to note, because Golden Coil is a really customizable planner, but like there is kind of a limit in how you customize it. So the way the Golden Coil website is laid out is that it has different categories, and within each category is like a set list of stuff that you can add to your planner in order to customize it, and you can put it wherever, however you want in your planner. Now, if you are using if you're trying to do like a 12-year planner, I've been a 12-month planner. There is like limitations as to how much of each page, how much like additional pages you can add to your planner. Usually if you're doing a whole full year, you'll have a lot more leg room. But if you're trying to do like a 6-month daily planner, you can either add like one additional page like in between each month, or just add in different pages at the beginning or the end of the month. Like it's not, you can't add that much. And if you needed a lot of stuff for like each month, maybe you wanted to do stuff for each day, you'll probably end up making like a quarterly planner. And I feel like that you can run into an issue with that, because each planner, from what I understand, from what I see, like there is no bundled option, for people who would like to get a daily and they need 2 planners, or they want to make a quarterly and they need 4 planners. Each time you create a planner, that's at least like $65 base price. Obviously that can rack up a little bit, so I think that is something to note depending on like what kind of layout you want in your planner. And also, as you're customizing your planner, it goes in orders. So let's see. Okay, so for this year, I have time. Okay, so for this year, I customized my monthly, like in between each month, there was like a budgeting page, which I'm not going to use for next year, but there's a budgeting page, a line page, and then a blank page. That's what I customized each monthly to have. Now, what I mean by it goes in order, there's different categories. So like this would be in like the second category, I think, something about like wellness or financial health or something. But this category comes before the category that these pages are in. So this one would be first. And then this one is in the standard category, which I believe is the very last category. So even if you added more pages in between, they would just either come before or after the budget page, but before the line pages. And then in the standard collection, you have like the line pages, dot grid pages, blank pages. So you can't really move pages around in front of each other. Like say for instance, if you wanted to move your line pages, if you wanted to have that like right after the monthly, well, unless you don't add any pages from the previous collections, that's not going to happen, because whatever comes before this is how it's customized in the planner. So if I wanted to have like my blank page come before the budget and maybe the line pages come after the budget, I can't customize it in that way. It just, it goes in order. So that is something worth noting. And also, I'll throw in that I've heard that this planner doesn't work well with Pilot friction pens. I don't even know if I have erasable pens with me. Let me see. Let me test that theory. Okay, well, not a Pilot Friction. It's not a Pilot Friction, but it's a Parku erasable pen. Okay, let's just I'm sorry, I haven't used this pen in a while. Anyways, I think that's enough, right? So if I just wanted to, oh yeah, yeah. I never realized that. So it definitely does work against you in that manner. So no erasable pens whatsoever. Not Pilot Friction, not Parku, not any of them, okay? Because that's gonna be the result. So, you know, you saw it here. It's not a lie. We're not trying to discourage you, but if you like erasable pens, this planner's not your friend. It's not your friend. But anyways, with that brief overview, brief little insight, I guess now I'll hop into like my final thoughts of the Golden Coil and how I feel about it for the year. Okay, so when it comes to my final verdict of the Golden Coil planner, what is it that I feel? Well, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I absolutely adore my Golden Coil planner. Like, just look at this Chucky Bookie. Look at it. It's just this is so satisfying to see. I am always so invested in finding a planner that I can stick with for the whole year, because I love to see this at the end of the year, like to see how used and loved and how thick it gets like throughout the year. I love this. I live for this. And I'm so glad that I was finally able to succeed with this in my Golden Coil. I think the last planner that I stuck with throughout like an entire year was my budget planner that I had in 2018. And since then, I have not stayed like consistent with any other planner from month to month to month until I got to 2020, and I stayed consistent with my Golden Coil, and I also stayed consistent with my Powersheets. So, you know, this year was like a double duo kind of thing. But the reason why I love this planner is because for me, it is just so peaceful to work in. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the overall setup of it. Like, it's a very simplistic setup. You know, it's not a lot of noise. It's not a lot of like colors and illustrations, which ironically, I never thought that is something that I would grow to appreciate in a planner, because this planner is a culture shock. If you're coming from brands like Erin, Condren, Happy Planner, that just have a lot of like bold designs, and that's, you know, that's one of the things that you really like about those companies, because, you know, their whole design aesthetic and everything. Getting this planner is going to be a culture shock. It was definitely a culture shock for me, because it's just, there is absolutely no bells and whistles. I mean, you can customize it with like fun holidays. I don't think I mentioned that, honestly, that in your Golden Coil planner, like, you can customize the monthlies to have like whatever holidays you want in it. USA holidays, Canadian holidays, fun holidays, food holidays, you know, world holidays, a mix of all of them. You can import your own like calendar events from like, I guess, Google Calendar or something. I have no idea. I've never done it, so I can't give you specifics. But yeah, I just really, really appreciate the simplistic like nature of this planner. That had a lot to do with why I felt like I was able to stay with this planner. Another thing I feel like this planner did a lot for me, well, what am I trying to say? I feel like the color of the paper also contributed to this piece. Now of course I have my Erin Condren planner. I'm still using one this year. And as you can see, maybe you can see, I don't know, but Erin Condren paper, along with many other planners, tend to use like very bright white paper. And Golden Coil has a much more creamier, warmer tone kind of paper. And like I've had a chance to work, with this kind of paper for a year. And for me personally, I feel like both colors of paper really have their benefits. I feel like having a planner with the brighter white color really helps in energy. Like it helps you feel more energized. It helps you get into like a productive mood. It helps to motivate you. And I like that. I like having a planner like that. But I feel like maybe that has something to do with why eventually I start to get uncomfortable with using specific planners that have really white paper, because it's always energy. Like it's always trying to energize you and trying to motivate you. And sometimes, not even sometimes, most times I don't need that. I just need something to help me calm down. I can be a very anxious person. I can be very anxious about things, easily, like, just back and forth, up and down. Like, that is my kind of personality. And I feel like, especially this year, with everything going on, this planner, I found myself reaching for this planner so much through everything that was going on. Like, even if I didn't have anything to sit down and plan, I would just reach for this planner and decorate in it. I would just reach for this planner. I feel like it was in the midst of when the pandemic struck that I started getting into creative journaling, and I started getting into that through this planner, because it was just so peaceful to work in. It was just, I have no idea how to explain it or if it's making any sense. But I feel like a lot of the reason why I probably stayed consistent with using this planner is just because it was just so easy to use. Like, it was just so nice to work in. The paper quality was similar to Erin Condren, so I didn't feel like I was skipping a beat with that. And overall, it was just a lot of freedom to, like, if I wanted to have like if I just wanted to use this spread as is for 1 week and then flip the page and use, this, like, just decorate it and color it in, I could do that. And there is an example of what I mean, like how it's kind of, how it ghosts a little bit more than Erin Condren paper. But, yeah, so I just, really enjoyed that aspect. I like that kind of paper, and it kind of made sense. I've had planners that I liked using before that have like the warmer tone, and yeah, they do come with like their faults. Like I said, it's hard to, you can't use white on this kind of paper, and maybe some people just don't like the cream colored paper at all, but I feel for me it is very calming and provides a very like serene and tranquil environment, the kind of environment that I need for my kind of atmosphere in planning. I like to create a atmosphere of positivity in my planners. I'm trying to create that kind of atmosphere in my life. And that's the start for me. Now, another thing that I like about this planner that I feel contributed to the piece is the limitations. And I did mention this in a previous video where I said that, where I basically, to sum it up, I found that having a planner or planners that had like endless opportunities for customization kind of hindered me more than it helped me. And I feel like it did that. Am I still filming? I feel like because that was that was an issue, it was kind of like holding me back from using my planner for what I really needed in the current moment. And instead I was invested in creating a planner that, had a lot of potential for what I wanted to do, not for what I was actually doing or what I actually needed it for. I like Golden Coil, or just like customizable brands in general. Like, I'm pretty sure this is not like just what am I trying to say? Just exclusive to Golden Coil, the Golden Coil brand, but I like the limitations and the boundaries that customizing this planner has, because for me, I found that this year it really helped discourage me from feeling like I needed to switch up the system like halfway into the year. Like, I spent a lot of time sitting down, evaluating myself, evaluating my patterns from the previous year, and I created this planner to be able to help me like shift through all the phases I go through in planning, so that I could try to like make it through the year without needing to, or feeling like I needed to buy a planner or franken-plan something, or add new accessories. That was discouraged, because when it came down to it this year, I really enjoyed the system. There was very, very little need for me to switch up the system. I didn't need to add anything else to it. I didn't need to frankenplan. I didn't need any of that. I had the planner that I needed. It was working for me in all avenues. And if I was spending money on anything, it was just on stickers and washi tape and like cardstock paper, and that was it. And I can't tell you how much I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that being my only issue when it came to my planners. This year and last year, I really tried to like focus in on my own personal patterns when it comes to like planning. I think I've written like several posts on several blog posts on like evaluating myself and how I came to the conclusion with my different planner lineups and my planner brands. Maybe I will link some of them in the description box if that's something you're interested in. A lot of my posts can be kind of lengthy. I'm just letting you know. But if you're interested in reading that, I'll link them down below, because it really is like a trial and error kind of thing. Like, I can sit here and review the Golden Coil, I can sit here and review any planner and tell you all the specifics, but when it comes down to it, if you don't know yourself and you can't recognize the patterns and behaviors that you have when you're trying to plan, then it's it's gonna be hard for you to find that planner. That's why I kind of like to hold on to older planners. I still have a lot of my planners from like 2017, 2018, and I still go back to them periodically, because I like to see if there's any patterns that I might need to like kind of focus on, or create a system to be able to work with that pattern or that behavior in my new planners. And that's kind of what I did in this planner. Like, I just went through a lot of different older planners, different catch-alls, budget planners, bullet journals. I went through almost everything. I'm a reflective kind of person. And I was just noticing like all the phases that I tend to go through when I'm planning. I have episodes when I'm like planning daily, episodes when I'm planning weekly, episodes when I'm planning monthly. There are times where I'm just only looking at the big picture and I'm not really focused on details. And then there are times where I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants and only doing like day by day check-ins. And those are like the kind of patterns that I tend to go through. So I feel like the way I ended up customizing this planner really allowed me to grow into it organically, and it really allowed me to kind of hit all those detours that I go through without feeling like I needed to get a whole entire planner to like take care of this phase I was going through. So I guess that's my 2 cents. I guess that's my 2 cents on that. I love my Golden Coil planner. I'm going to be, I'm going to go ahead and set up my planner for 2021. I'm going to order it on Black Friday, I think. I don't know. Maybe I might film like the ordering process for, I don't know, but that would be, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if that's something you want to see. Like, do you want to watch me order my planners, or is it okay if like you just wait till the planner gets here and you know we just like go from there? We just like go through, do the little walkthrough from a 2021 lineup. But I want to say that's kind of it. That's kind of it. I, I don't know. At the end of the day, it just comes down to what your preference is, you know, like portability, you know. It's not just about the design aspects of the planner. It also comes down to like the systems and your patterns and your behaviors when it comes to using your planners. You know, like me, I always thought that I would always go for planners that had such bright colors and happy illustrations, because that's me. Like, that's where I live. That is my happy place. But I found that I have, like, this planner really allowed me to explore a lot of my creativity. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate this planner for that. So as you can tell, I didn't really like do any flip throughs of this Golden Coil planner. I thought I was going to, but I will probably do that in a separate video, because this planner, like, it started off just kind of being like a planner, but as the year went on, it definitely turned into like a memoir, like a scrapbook. Like, I've done a lot of journaling in here. I do a lot of my memory planning in here, and I think that's another reason why I'm just like attached to this planner. It's my favorite. Love this little planner right here, y'all. This planner was the homie. This planner was the 2020 homie, okay? 2020 homie. Look at 2020 homie right here. All right? 2020 homie. But we gonna have a 2021 homie in a couple months. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, best of luck to you on your 2020 planner lineup. I hope you find everything you're looking for, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.